What are some interesting or fun Christmas traditions you follow? Years ago my dad gifted me a Homer Simpson Chia pet for some reason. The next year I gifted it to him. It has never been opened, but my dad and I wrap it up and give it back every so often. And he always gets Swiss cake rolls because of how fiercely he'd protect them from my brother and I when we lived there. As an Jew, I eat Chinese food. Get eclair from local Santa. Here in India, peace. Jewish here. Asian food and go to the movies. Not a joke. Always easy to get a reservation at a nice Chinese/Japanese place and never an issue for the four of us to sit together in a theater, and sometimes get free popcorn, and always get great parking. Or flying flights out of Boston to FL can be tough to get, but on Christmas it's always really pleasant. Watching Die Hard and inoculating myself against viruses with rum and coke. When I was a senior in high school, my Pepper with Alzheimer's was over. It was his last Christmas, and he was having a really good day. He's fully aware of what's up this day, just in old man mode. I look at him and go, "Hey, want a beer?" And he looks at me, then the tree shrugs, and with a little jaunt goes, yeah, I think I'll have a beer," with a shit-eating grin. All there was O'Doul's for some godforsaken reason. I think Mom was making beer cheese and didn't want the cheese to get people drunk. Anyway, so I crack open a couple for the both of us. We toast. He swigs. He grins. Tastes like piss and we had a laugh. So every Christmas now, I like to have an O'Doul's, the shittiest beer, as a tribute to Pepper. My mom is Christian and my dad is Jewish. Christmas Eve we have a big dinner with traditional Christmassy food, and Christmas Day we have Chinese food, even though my mom is Korean. Smiley face. My mom always makes sure me and my sisters get a gift from our family dogs. She's been doing this since I can remember and I still love it as a 31 years old adult. Last year was the first year we didn't have one because my parents haven't gotten a new dog since our last good boy passed away. Since I was a kid my family has had a tradition of overwrapping a present. This year my fiancé will have to undergo unwrapping 4 layers of paper to get to a box wrapped with more paper and so forth. All of it will be so worth watching Christmas Day. Not much, but since we open gifts on the night of the 24th, my parents get everyone a Lego construction. Could be STHG Simple or the Skylines and Architecture ones. Then when we're all done we stay together in THZ living room and we all build them together with some nice Christmas music or program in the background. It's great. Makes me kinda sad because this year is the first year that not everyone will be there. My grandpa just died from COVID and he's one country away, so my mom is there right now and won't be with us. It's still a 4-people party, but it makes me sad that she won't be there. She's the best company to have at Christmas, BC. She just loves it and makes it so bright and cheerful. Probably late to get this noticed, but we celebrate the 12 days of Christmas. My wife and I started this before we had kids, but now it's specifically for them. For the 12 days leading up to Christmas, we put a little something in the kids' stockings every day. Just a little something to get them excited for the holidays. Most of the items come from the dollar section at Target, and we try to avoid candy since they run to their stocking first thing in the morning. It's fun for us, fun for them. Stay up till midnight on Christmas Eve, open all the presents, give everyone a hug. Me, my mom, and my sister make little bagged meals for hungry people. We live in CT, so we'll take the train to NYC. There's more homeless people there that are less likely to be using a shelter on Christmas, and it's a fun little trip, and hand them out. My mom's old boss at the diner she worked at would give us condiment packets and takeaway containers sometimes. We'll usually do peanut butter and jelly and bologna and cheese. We'll get jumbo packs of cookies from Walmart and give everyone a few cookies. We did bottled water probably just once or twice, but it's a bit of a pain getting our little cart on the train. Some years we've also done little supply bags, so little backpacks or something with socks, soap, shampoo, toothpaste, hats, gloves, etc. We don't limit ourselves in who we give the sandwiches to. You don't have to be homeless to get some food from the weird family with antlers and Santa hats on, ha ha ha. Christmas is about giving and remembering that you're supposed to put others before yourself, and I hope everyone can remember that, this year especially. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year everyone. Please stay warm and love one another. Sort of a tradition, we only do it when my younger cousins come to visit during winter. It's a mix of Chinese New Year and Christmas. My parents and their parents will fill X amount of red packets with varying amounts of money, and we each take turns picking from the tree. Red packets are taped to the tree like ornaments, and each red packet has a corresponding fun task to have to do. Sing a Christmas song, do some jumping jacks, etc. whatever the parents come up with, before we can see how much is in the packet. It's super fun and cute. For as long as I can remember, while at home, my dad would read us Twas the Night Before Christmas. When reaching the end of the story, without fail, the man would run out into the street in his robe and yell at the top of his lungs to all a Merry Christmas and to all a good night. It was not uncommon that it would be 30/40 C outside for most of our Christmases. Always got a kick out of it, and I've been doing it for my kids now, though it's never been quite as cold outside. We go out for dinner at a Chinese restaurant every Christmas in homage to A Christmas Story. I shoot my load on the Christmas tree every day. It makes it shine. Every Christmas Eve my family makes Chinese food. My family is not culturally, nationally, or ethnically Chinese, but my dad grew up with Chinese friends in NYC and acquired a taste for the food. I eventually married a Chinese woman, maybe this had something to do with it. Every Christmas Eve me and my wife watch Shaun of the Dead. I am not a fan of most Christmas movies. One year she asked what movie I do like, said Shaun of the Dead. We have watched it so far for 10 years now, and I am looking forward to this year we get a bunch of snacks and watch it, just the two of us. Every year everyone makes a go-kart, and Christmas Day we race them. Smile. My mom swears it's a Norwegian tradition, but every year we open one gift on Christmas Eve. I think it's really her inner kid wanting to open her homemade gifts a little early. She's so sweet and I love her so much. Each Christmas I burn down orphanages for fun. When writing tags, if you're exchanging gifts live, in person or via webcam or something, put a clue about the gift in the from tag instead of your name. Let the recipient puzzle over it for a moment before opening. It's fun. Maybe the sweater you're giving them is from a sheep, or the new video game is from an entomologist. It's got lots of bugs. Get it? Its tea might be dumb, it might be brilliant. You've got lots of gifts to give, so just have fun with it. My family hides a pickle ornament on the tree, German tradition or something, and every year all the kids look for it in a frantic race. Whoever finds it gets to do the riddles and scavenger hunt my mother set up around the house the night before and gets a small extra gift, but it's usually something we can all share. The best part is the kids are 19, 23 and 26. It's one of my favorite parts of Christmas. The Powerball. Not for the faint of heart. My parents spend a few months pooling cash, gift cards and candy for this massive wad of plastic wrap. They start with a center, usually a chocolate orange, and a $100 bill, and add layers of plastic wrap. It's important to make sure you use different lengths of the plastic wrap, and not wrap the whole thing in one piece. Then, you just add goodies in between the layers of wrap, and make it as big as you like. To play, you sit in a circle. One person rolls 2 dice while the person next to them gets the ball. They try to unwrap as much of the ball as they can. You keep whatever goodies you unwrap, while the other tries to roll a total of 7 with the dice. When they get a 7, they get their turn with the ball, and the dice get passed down to the next person to roll. Things get intense very quickly. And to add even more of a challenge, we add Uno cards like skip a turn or the reverse card in between the layers to mix things up. I only took part in the 4 Christmases we spent at Grandma and Grandpa's house, age 8 to 11. Grandma was born to European expats in Guatemala, where the tradition was to put together a huge nacimiento, and Grandma brought it with her to Canada in 1940. A week or two before Christmas Eve, my brother and I would come home from school to find Grandma had been working all day on the display. A huge chunk of the living room was given over to a landscape under, and beyond, the tree. Made of variously sized cardboard boxes covered with brown paper and plaster of Paris, it had the traditional Jesus in the manger figures, plus scads of animals, trees, plants, and rocks that had emerged from attic boxes for the occasion. By the average model train hobbyist's standards, it would have been pretty crude, but as kids we were enthralled. We had find our favorite pieces and enjoy the moods the tree lights created on various scenes. Of course, the big event was the eve, and the three of us kids got to open our stockings before dinner. Dinner seemed interminable, but eventually all the adults would finish their trips to the bathroom or making an after-dinner drink and go. It's Sylvia calling from Ontario. Older folks will remember what we did was to place a call with the operator at Christmas, and eventually we'd all be in the living room, having claimed a chair to collect all one's gifts. The 25th was quite anticlimactic, but we had lots of new stuff to keep us busy, and didn't mind.